Hello, everyone. Hello. How you guys doing? How you guys feeling? How you guys been? What's
Hello,
cracker the
it's a
lacking?
guy, the homie.
No,
Yeah, bring that name back.
why? Why you gotta name yourself the homie?
The homie, because it's
Hmm?
funny.
Why? Why the homie?
Well, 'cause-
Anyways,
yeah,
what's up? What's up? How's everyone been? How's chat been? What has everyone been up to? Well, I don't know. Ethan, what you been up to? What you been up to during this since the last
uh,
time we spoke?
holidays ended sooner than I anticipated. I had
Of
less than
course.
24 hours to finish that one assignment.
Of course.
Afterwards, I was just like watching movies and stuff. Something I finally saw Dog Day Afternoon, and yeah, I kind of left a weird feeling in my stomach after I saw that.
Dog Day Afternoon. I have not
Yeah,
seen
you
it.
saw it, no?
Have I?
Yeah, Al Pacino and the other guy from The Godfather, they're robbing a bank, but check yourself.
Oh no. I recommended it to you, but I didn't watch it. I just saw snippets. I didn't see that movie. But Ryu Ryu in chat saying chat has a name. Ryu, what you been up to? Lava pancakes, what you been up to? Everyone else that's not speaking, how you guys been? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I'm walking here, Al Pacino style. I'm walking here.
That wasn't Al Pacino.
No, that's not Robert De Niro. I'm walking
That wasn't
here.
Robert De Niro.
No, it's not Robert De Niro. I'm walking. I don't know who it was, but I'm walking here. Okay, I'm just very. Dude. You would swear I'm not a film student. By the reference, by the way, I'm messing up these references. You would swear I'm not a film student.
You could just look up his name. I'm pretty sure he was the guy from The Graduate. Speaking of, also have weird feelings about that movie too.
You have weird feelings about every movie. I've noticed
Maybe
that.
because I'm getting older and I have less time to do things. I just hate things more. Like I've had this conversation with my brothers and I think you and Jesse at some point. I'm more picky about what I watch and about what I play. Like I'm playing less games now because I don't want to put my time to something I don't enjoy. That's why I'm not playing League.
Old. Dude, just play League, dude. Just play League.
No, yuck.
Just play League. It's worth
Gross.
it.
No, I'm good. I am Gucci. I don't need League in my life.
No, you need it.
Appreciate it.
Okay,
no.
Well, you don't need it. Whatever. This is not a League of Legends rant. This is a film podcast. Can we keep it professional now?
Okay, so guys, we are still going in our post production phase.
Yeah.
We have not rough yet because we're still trying to get things sorted out.
But I think we have an assembly cut though, just a put together of everything. So we know where we are and what we need to like reshoot and stuff like that. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to see
what works
and what doesn't work. And also very exciting news. I kind of did a little bit of an upgrade on the podcast. If you could see that my Twitch has been a little bit updated. I don't know if you guys noticed the neat transitions instead of a fade. There's like a proper transition, which is really dope. It's really dope. I like to say I worked on that by myself. It was nice. I also managed to upgrade my little panels. And also if you guys are still keen on donating and helping and getting tickets for the Young podcast, also getting the posters and stuff, read the about. We are still open to your donations if you do feel like supporting and still supporting, which you don't have to, but it would be muchly appreciated. If you do want to, it would be very much appreciated, and all those proceeds that any donations that we get during this podcast will go towards the film. Yeah, which is pretty cool, and it's actually coming along really nicely. We do have a guest that is coming up later on, so stay tuned. And also, we'll be reviewing. We'll be talking about some neat stuff today. Mainly the new format of film, which Ethan will introduce in a bit, that we found. It's not like traditional films, but it's very interesting, and I have a lot to say about it. I made sure I didn't speak to Ethan before, because I had to talk about this with my cousin, and it was I have my opinions to say. Other than that, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything that's been like quite interesting besides Chris Evans leaking his nudes. That's the last thing. Besides that, I mean, I don't know. I've just been scouring the internet trying to find them. Just for research purposes. I need to know.
Research.
Yeah, I need to know. I need to know about Captain America and what he's packing. Joking. And I've also been talking to Tiga. I don't know, guys, if you were here on the last podcast that we had, the one before our last podcast, we had two amazing directors on our podcast. That was Jesse and Tiga, and I've been talking to Tiga about a new project. Right, this project is pretty interesting. It takes I don't want to spoil it or anything, but we're currently writing a new story, so you have something to look forward to. It's going to be another web series type of thing, an episodic web series. It's a mini web series actually, and it's going to be like it has to do with like some crime drama. What I would say it's similar to is like detective work. Like,
can we talk about that for a little bit? Because I do have some questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's kind of tied into something I was thinking about earlier. To what level of liberty are you going to take with what you're working with? Because you have things that can seem very cinematic and things that can seem very grounded. For example, let's take some war movies. For example, some war movies they do try to mimic what actual war is like. I remember our history teacher was saying she once took a family member to see Saving Private Ryan, and apparently he actually got he actually had a breakdown like in the theater because it was so visceral and so close to the actual experience. And it does bring me to the point, like, what kind of liberties are you going to take with this? Because you do have a way of viewing things when you have little experience. You can view them from how other people have done them, or you can view them in a new way, a way that seems unrealistic, or you can try and ground it in reality as possible. And that's something I've always had issues with when it comes to writing. They say write from what you know, but I've lived a sort of sheltered life, so what I know is sort of limited. Yeah, it's something very embarrassing that I have to admit. I'm admitting a lot of things in this podcast, to be honest. Like therapy.
This is your therapy session. This is what it is. It's your therapy session. Just relax. Let it happen. Tell Papa Bishi what's going on.
So what kind of research do you intend to do for this whole thing? Because again, because the cops and detectives here may not be the same as they are in, say, America or in a country that speaks Spanish, for example. You know what I mean?
No, that's true. That's true. But like, okay, the story, I wouldn't say it's like a detective drama type of feel, but also like a crime, like film noir. The best I can explain it is it's similar to a film noir film.
So you do plan it?
So we do
stylized.
Yeah, I do plan. Well, when we like, it's still busy like being written and stuff. We've approached some people for actors and like all the key crew roles. But I do feel that when we do start writing it and when we do start actually producing and actually making this the project, like, but when let's just take a step back to the writing phase. Because it's a fictitious. Yeah, it is a fictitious story. It's like, so we want to we don't necessarily have to write from where we know. I mean, when it comes to the certain events that are in the story, we have to write from where we know, like as in like writing a certain type of romance, writing a certain type of like character reactions and stuff. I feel with writing from what you know, it kind of benefits you if you're writing, say, if you're writing an event and you know exactly what happened in that event and you know the characters' reactions and stuff. That's why you're writing from what you know happens. But then for us, we haven't been alive for that long, so we don't know a lot, right? But for us, what benefits that is that we should write, like, we can still dream big and have like like fictitious stories and stuff. But the best thing that we can do is writing that small interactions, those events, the character's arc and stuff from something that we know. You know, like writing how a character feels if a character, and I'm like, this is just from the top of my head, writing a depressed character, and you've gone through similar phases of depression and stuff, and you can actually fill in those blanks. You could be a superhero, you could be a crime, you could be like a mafia boss, you could be, you know, you could be anything, but as long as you have those characteristics that you know, that you've known and that you've written from, I feel like that's what that like at the majority of the time that is what like is best. Writing from what you know, knowing that this character, like how do I say, this character has gone through similar stuff as I have, and I know how to write from that. But then when you start, yeah.
I just want to catch up on one thing you did say, like writing from like a depressed character, writing from that point of view, because we've all been like at least at some level, some had some level of depression when we were growing up. That tells me that you're planning on writing someone from a young age. Like maybe it's not an actual, like maybe it's more of a parody of noir than actual noir. Like maybe it's a kid who's trying to see who I don't know, who stole something from him, instead of like a 40-year-old man trying to figure out what it's depression in like a kid is different from depression in an adult. I'm not saying in terms of how they feel, because that varies. I'm just talking about like what the cause of their depression could be, because again, I think different things dictate different behaviors. You know, like if you're a kid, you could be depressed because you either have no friends or it's just, you know, hormones. Like you could be depressed for no reason. As an adult, you could have like external forces causing you depression. Like you may have some unhealthy relationships. You may be getting fired, or you just have
True.
So it tells me that you're planning on writing from someone from a young age. If you were to, depending if you want to keep running with this angle of it's a mystery detective noir sort of story.
But from us, we're not the story's not going to take. Well, at least I hope not. It's not going to take place of like someone from a young age. From me, I'm going to write from like with help. Like, I'm co-writing this, so Tiga is going to be the one who's writing it, right? He's going to be the main writer. I'm just going to be co-writing again. But this story is just going to take place, and it's going to take like it. Where I'm going to channel all my creativity from is just writing from like certain people that I know, you know, certain people that can fill these roles, certain people that can fill like that I know will be able to fill these characters. That's where I plan on writing from, because I feel like that is more important for me than how do I say this? Than like, because I haven't been through many life experiences. I don't know how war feels. I don't know how being a crime lord is, and I don't know how being a police officer is, because I've never worked there. But I know characters that I want to add in stories that represent either me or represent people that I know. And that's
like it could be the scumbag who you think made the murder, but in actual, it was just a henchman.
Yeah, it was just something like that. But that's like, for me, that's where I write from. That's where I like feel is the best place to write from. Knowing, like, taking characters. That's why I like making a lot of friends, because having a lot of friends, or like knowing a lot of people helps you take from them and take like certain characteristics. Like I don't know. Feed the Beast says, Feed the Beast says, write what you know. Look at my own script. Main character sucks at life. Nah, dude. But like something like that. You know, I could, and I'm just using you as an example. Feed the Beast. You don't suck at life, but I just want to use that because it's very, very important.
That's such a general description of a character.
I know it's so general, but like it's a good example. I can take, say for instance, Feed the Beast, and I can actually say, oh, I know this person, I know this character, I can write him into a script, and I can make him into and I'm gonna go very cheesy now, a romantic comedy of a loser who finds love. Now I know the loser, and I know like the characteristics of this kind of character, and I know what like he likes and what he doesn't like. Like and even that, I will do research on him. I will like ask him and say, hey dude, as someone who sucks at life, how would you how would you go about this? How would you go about that? That's the best way to kind of write a character, and I think that's what I'm going to do in the while co-writing for the script. I feel like that is the best way that I myself can do. And I'm not saying, again, disclaimer, we don't know about mental illnesses and stuff, and we don't know, like, we're just speaking from our own experiences. But that is like for us, that is like the best way to speak about something, and also to like notify, and also to make public that this is your own experiences. This is not the be all and end all. Everyone has their own opinion, because now cancel culture is coming along, and like that people are actually getting more offended. You gotta.
Writers like for example, I told you about the thing I wanted. I told you and Teague about the thing I wanted to write, which I don't feel like I'm going to mention here because there's too little skeleton there to talk about it. But remember, I did tell you about a campus at one point, and you asked a specific question about like I think you asked about like homosexuality in the thing I was going to write. It wouldn't be about homosexuality, but it's off. But I know for a fact that the main character would be a woman. And again, you need perspective. I would obviously write the first draft once I come up with the actual story, possibly work on that to make like a draft and a half maybe. And then I would most definitely have to get a focus group to read the script and think of changes. And primarily, they would have to be women, because it would mostly be a story about women, or about what women have to do with in the setting I propose. So yeah, there's when you write what you don't know, that means there's more you need research. It's not just research; it's also like other people writing a story for you as well.
Dude, exactly.
Like with this thing, with Webseries, you know how much trouble I had writing this myself.
Dude, you went to flipping Reddit and went to go get like inspiration.
That was after you actually came on board, though.
Of course, like you have to make the research though.
Yeah, guys, when this story was still going to be about kleptomania, you often I would always be looking up articles like, what is behavior in kleptomaniacs? What would they do? But of course, it's better to know things from a person's perspective and from their mouth, like what they have to say. So I actually went on r// kleptomaniacs and actually put up a question, like what sort of behavior they would show, like when they're alone, or how they would react, which is just so that I could hear an actual person tell me this is what we do, instead of just seeing an article like this is what kleptomaniacs are like to do, because one's more personal than the other. I did actually get one response, but I wouldn't say the response was insignificant because we changed the script so much in our final draft. But it does seem at least somewhat outdated. Not that I don't appreciate what the person who responded to me did. I just for the sake of the story, things have to change.
Yeah, and
I was happy when I got that response. I'm just kind of sad that I never used that information.
To use it. But I mean, now you know for the future that you have a response for a certain, like, you know where to go, and you know what, like, when you have a character that does have kleptomania, if you want to do that in the near future, you can do so. Correct. It's like simple to do that, because now you have the references, and you have you have all the references, and okay, cool, I know how to write the character, which is like the best part of film. Like, you do all this research, and at the end of the day, regardless if you use it or not, it's still beneficial to you, because you never know in the future when you want to write a character that is similar to one of the characters that you've written before.
Yeah,
whether it be a main character or whether it be like a background character.
Yeah, just like Afterburn. Guys, I think I want to remake Afterburn at some point in the future. Like,
exactly.
Like, I think I've said this in the previous podcast, but I've been thinking about it. I actually would like to redo Afterburn. Make it longer, add more nuance to it, add more events, because I think that's an issue I've always had with when people have given me a deadline, or people have given me, okay, your film must be this long. I write things which I think aren't that big, but somehow they end up being too ambitious for the runtime I get. We had a project recently where we had to just make a short film in lockdown in our homes. It's got to be 2 minutes long. And I thought I was writing a very simple, by the books, meat and potato story. Actually, not meat and potato story, because mine was actually very weird. But I thought I was writing something that would be simple and that would fit comfortably in those 2 minutes. I thought I'd be under runtime. my thing ended up being 3 minutes. If I cut it down to 2 minutes, it would have just felt very awkward. And I think that's an issue which I have. So, yeah, it's one of those things where limitations can actually help you, but limitations are still limitations in themselves. So, yeah, I would like to redo Afterbird at some point, but who knows if that's going to be.
Maybe now, you see, now that you're redoing it, like now you can be held accountable. Because now the audience will be expecting a rework of Afterburn. I just saying, for me, I don't want to rework.
I'm not making any promises though. Like I'm not making.
I want Bleed 2.
No,
I want Bleed 2. It's a running meme in our friend group, guys.
Bleed 5 is the musical.
Bleed 2 needs to be a thing.
On the moon.
Bleed was such a good short film. I actually enjoyed working on it, but yeah. But just coming back to that idea of writing from what you know, yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing essentially with this story. Hopefully, it will be done by the end of the year, and then maybe we'll be able to shoot it next year or something like that. Hey, Pyro, bringing in one nerd or one of the nerds.
Oh, flipping!
Thank you very much.
Pyro.
Thank you very much.
Yuck.
Again, the next thing. Oh, I'm going to be working on a project again, guys. This project is also to help one of our people. One of the groups that are shooting in our year group, one of our film groups. They're shooting a kind of a documentary type of style thing where it's all about the spirits and all that stuff, like South Africa, like African culture and African spirits and things along those lines. So I'll be like shooting that during the during I think next week, next of next week. So I won't be around. But the reason why I mentioned this is because I did some research on like how African spirits, how people portray African spirits, right? Like the witch doctors and Umoya and all that stuff. I was like researching and seeing how these things are portrayed on camera, and I came across a film, right? A South African film called Ubizo, The Calling, right? So if you guys don't know what The Calling is, it's basically when Africans, probably like some African cultures where they get like their ancestors and the Holy Spirit goes through them, and then is like almost like a muse that helps communicate their ideas and stuff, that what the ancestors want them to say. It's kind of like the exorcism, but like traditional, you know. But South African. It's not scary, or I think some people say it's scary or whatnot. But it's around that realm, right? And this
and that movie was about last year, right?
Yeah. So yeah.
That's something in it.
It's very, so the movie that he made. So this is a classmate of ours, Lihlo. A movie that he made was about, again, it was a short film about the calling, about a main character getting the calling, and then he ventures out and does like he goes through the whole motion, and then at first he rejects the calling, but then he has to go for it, and then he goes for the calling. And I just want to quickly mention that I am going to be, I don't know if you guys want to watch, if you guys are going to like watch the movie or not, but and I made a cool animation for it, and I'm definitely going to use it. But this is but I am going to be talking about spoilers, so guys, be warned, there are spoilers for this. There are spoilers. I am going to be talking about spoilers. So this movie takes tradition. So it's about a female scientist who, during her scientific career, gets the Umoya, you know, the spirit comes to her and visits her in her sleep. So now she has the calling, and then because she's a scientist, like it's that whole conflict between science and spirituality, you know, modernism and culturalism, all that, and tradition. And then it goes and it it goes into this whole idea that she now is like her parents and her family think she's crazy because all the spirits are coming to her, and she thinks she has like some kind of psychological disease, and then it kind of plays out, and then her daughter gets possessed by like some demon or something like that, and then she's trying to like exorcise the demon, and it's so weird, dude. It's so weird, but I feel like the thing that I liked about the movie was just the idea of the conflict between spiritualism and modernism and modern technology and whatnot. That I felt like I like contrasts in film. I feel like that's the best part of a film, when it contrasts like two different ideas, and will always, like, no matter what the film is, it will always like catch me, like if it has a contrast in it, like two opposing forces. It's the most simple and basic way to make a good story, when there's a clear cut contrast between one thing and another thing, and then maybe a twist here and there at the end.
All right, let's just finish that thought and don't move on, because Daniel says he's all good.
Is Daniel all good? Okay, let's
he's ready to go on.
Let's just kind of rush a little bit through this thing. So I did some research on it, and it was amazing. And I thought, okay, how do we represent the spirit in this type of way? And I looked at old movies, and I was like, okay, cool. The spirit should be like, I think in movies like that, they hint at an entity and they never show it. So I feel like I'm gonna play with that when I'm shooting for this. But I have to again consult with the director and see if that is like what his plan is. But yeah, that is what I'm going to. That is something that I'm going to look into and see if I can actually like achieve that in my films, because I feel that is that like could be an interesting topic to kind of fall into. I feel, yeah.
Okay, Farah says there are a lot of interesting depictions of demons in African films. If any of you guys know African films which you guys would want us to take a look, please mention in chat.
Yeah,
but I think now
mention in chat. Tell us the films that you guys think would like inspire me, that you guys have seen, that like kind of depict demon, like spirit, or not like demons, not in like or maybe, yeah, demons, spirits, whatever has an entity, and that was a good movie. Or even a bad movie, so I know what not to do.
Right. Shall we get Daniel in you now?
Do you wanna get my main man, Danny Boy?
Absolutely.
Is he here? Just tell him to come into the Discord, and we'll sort him out there.
Right.
But yeah, one other like we were supposed to speak about, but we got on like a random tangent about this new project that I'm doing. Is Bash Brothers. I still have to speak in depth, but I'm gonna wait for Daniel to come here, because it has to do with music, and has to do with like music and filming and musicals and all that stuff, and like every one of those things fit in the same type of.
He's in the server. Just pull him into this channel.
Yeah, I shall pull him in. But yeah, we shall do so. Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
Hey, Step Bro.
Hey, Step Bro. How you doing, Daniel?
I'm good.
How
are you guys?
We're good. How's your day? Where were you? We missed you in the beginning.
I went to class. I was the only one of my year in that class. It was pretty fun. Yeah.
So you had like the one-on-one with your.
Yeah, we wrote an exam yesterday and no one passed. So understandably, people probably feeling very sad. They want the long weekend, you know.
Oh my god!
Essentially, I'm just calling Pyro out.
So if you guys didn't know, Daniel and Pyro, who's V-Way, who was on our podcast the last time, and Daniel, who is also Captain Oof in the chat. If he was, last week he was.
Well,
Captain
I like
Oof
my animation. I'm just seeing.
Yeah. This is
Yeah,
you.
very good.
They were the two sound guys that were on our set, and they helped us with sound, and they're helping us with post production as well. and the mixing of sound and all that is sound savvy. That's what they're helping with us.
Yeah.
That's what they do. Daniel, do you want to talk about yourself? Do you want to give us a little bit of a discography?
No.
Oh my god!
Like, you just explained pretty much everything. I don't really have a disco. I've worked on a couple of the 48-hour film festival.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do have something. I worked on a film that we submitted to the 1 Minute Film Festival last year. It's called Breathe. And it won Best Drama. And I found out that it's been selected to be screened at the Istanbul Film Festival.
Hey,
cool.
Congratulations! Can we get some congratulations in the chat, guys?
So
emotes.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for now.
That is actually a big accomplishment, dude.
Yeah, I'm working on these two gentlemen's. Is it short film / web series?
Yeah, web series.
Web series
/ web series. Yeah.
So, how do you determine what's like a web series and what's like? Is there a length limit or like?
It's really just medium. Like I think you've seen
anything on the internet.
Some web series that's just like just a minute long stuff. I would consider like Big Top Burgers to be a web series. Like
Space. Okay. What was that? Space. What's that move? That thing with the green.
Space Jam. What?
No, it's this. It was an animation that not Space Odyssey. It's Space something where there's a green little alien and this dude that wants to get a cookie from a machine and doesn't want to give him
Final Space. And that's
Final Space. No, Final Space was a web series. Because I used to watch it on not on Netflix. I used to watch it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
It's like the shorts and stuff.
Yeah,
like
it was made
into a Netflix series.
I think so. It was made by Fred. Was that Freddy? That thing I can't remember. It's that I remember after watching
Frederick Productions.
Yes.
Or Frederator, like the same people who made Adventure Time and Bravest Warriors.
Yes.
Okay.
They made.
Bravest Warriors was so fun. Oh.
But yeah, those are the people that made that, and I remember watching it on YouTube, and then, dude, that was amazing. But that's essentially what a web series is. Anything that's on the internet and that like is released kind of every week or something like that, and is made in the form factor that it is able to be consumed.
So would you then say that all Netflix originals are web series?
That's what that was the discussion that we were having. Is Netflix series web series like the Netflix originals? I don't know. I don't know actually. I don't know how to answer that because like Netflix on its own is kind of taking over like TV and stuff like that. So I don't know. I wouldn't call it a TV series because like it doesn't have the ad breaks and all that stuff. So it could be.
Yet.
It could be.
Yet.
Dude, the day Netflix get ad breaks, that's the day I'm like
they're gonna pull an EA Sports and put ad breaks in between your gameplay, like in UFC 4, I believe.
Did it? EA just wants money. That's what they're all about. Okay, now moving into the topic that we wanted to discuss, right?
Wait, beforehand, I just want to like.
Do you want to?
I just want to get his experience from the set because we.
Let's do it.
So, Daniel, do you want to just say anything like what you thought of the set? Doesn't have to be a long description if you don't want. But what did you think of being on the set?
It was really enjoyable. I liked the atmosphere. Despite the like whole social distancing, everyone's in a mask. It was really enjoyable and fun. It was really easy working with everyone, I feel like. And everyone was open to not criticism, but like the sharing of ideas and all that stuff. Yeah. So it was really fun.
Okay, that's awesome. Also, I just want to ask you the same question I asked Viwe in the last podcast. Because I asked him about his take on whether sound design, do you think it should be invisible? Do you think it should be noticeable? Or do you consider like to be like one of those things where it depends on the project? How do you feel?
What do you mean by sound design, first of all?
Okay, let's take for example, let's say in a Western, like when you talk about sound design, some people say that's something that shouldn't be noticed. They say when you don't notice it because it feels natural in the world, they say that's the way it should be. But then you take a movie like Mandy, or let's take a game. Let's take Doom 2016. Mandy or Doom 2016. They are very overt about their sound design. Sound is everywhere. Sound is meant to be artificial, but it also fits within their own world that things work. Because in Mandy they use loud waves.
I don't really think you can equate. You can somewhat, but games to movies and the implementation of sound design, because I think in a game, since it's so much more interactive, that audio is used as a tool as much as visuals and stuff like that. It's obviously, it needs to be a bit more like in your face, like, oh, an enemy's coming to the left, like, and it's this type of enemies making that kind of noise. But yeah, I do think it's important, but as important as visuals. Was that the question, or was it whether it needs to be like invisible?
Yeah, invisible or not. So should it be standing out in your face, like this is the sound design, or should it be like
honestly
in the background and be like subtle?
It depends on the genre of the film you're going for and like what effect / feeling you want. You're the director or whoever wants to go for. Like, if it's like obviously very down to earth, realistic, I don't think there's going to be as much like out of this world stuff happening. It's going to be pretty like invisible, just run of the mill stuff. Whereas if it's like a Transformers movie is a Transformers movie because
of all
we don't know what Transformers would sound like. So the sound design needs to be a bit more, these are cars with millions of moving parts. Like you need to hear them when they change. So I think it's a balance of both, but on the whole, I think it's a bit more in the background, the sound design.
That's interesting. That was actually like...
what did viewers say?
You got it.
I was kind of hoping you guys would
have different views. But I mean, they both sound people.
No, but I think it's also like your philosophy and like the stuff you watch / grew up watching and like how you go about doing things.
True.
I think I'm more geared towards things being obvious, but I think that's just what I think about in everything. Like,
obviously it would change whether it's like live action or animation. Obviously,
I always ask people stuff like this because I think I'm more geared towards making things obvious. Like I don't like working in absolutes, but I do think that because we all know that we're watching a movie or we all know that we're playing a game. I think I like it when things are obvious, when you can see or hear the effort someone put into it. Like I think, I prefer hard cuts as opposed to seamless transitions or stuff like that. And I've watched so many videos about the sound design of Star Wars or about Doom 2016. I always go back to that, but how
I agree with you on that. But like for me, I like seeing that if I go back to rewatch something and I notice something that I didn't notice before. So like it's not so like in your face, but it's like if you've watched it and you're paying attention, like if you go back and you like, oh, actually, yeah, that sound is like so cool. I didn't notice that the first time. I like that aspect.
Okay,
that's interesting. That is actually interesting. More like the subtle approach and like. And also, again, depends on what the director wants and what type of like feel that he's going for. Okay, now let's move swiftly on to the next thing that I wanted to talk about. Have you, Daniel? Have you heard of the Bash Brothers, the Netflix movie? It's what Lonely Island did.
Yeah.
The Bash Brothers. I know the name. I haven't seen the movie. Is it like a pop star type movie?
Yes, but it's
like, is that what it's called? Pop star type movies?
I think he's talking about.
No, but I mean, like it's a Lonely Island movie.
Yeah.
Like, is it like a spoof? Like,
yeah. Well, it's kind of like that. It's like their music videos, right? So again, what I felt it was, and I'm just going to give my opinion first before Ethan starts shitting and allow Ethan to shit on my opinions like all the time. Dude. So what I thought about it is that it's just, again, it's a giant music video, right? It's shot really well, some really nice effects, and it's one of the music videos I actually movie / music video I actually enjoyed. I watched, and the only thing, like, I have a lot of comparisons to. So I watched the Black is King, and that's the Beyonce movie, which is essentially again one giant music video. I'm not degrading. I'm not saying it was bad, but I'm also saying
Is it like a Lemonade type visual album?
Yes, it is exactly
Okay.
that. It's exactly
it's a visual, like it's a visual
exactly
album type thing.
It's a visual album. It's a visual album. So Black is King was, again, it's a visual album. And I feel that, like Beyonce, okay, it was good and it's very relevant for the time, right? I feel like it's very good and it helps, bring up the uplifting the Black culture and Black women and all that stuff. But I don't think it was supposed to be that long. And again with this the Bash Brothers, what they did that was actually interesting is that they, instead of promoting like their music, they were like kind of telling a story of these two what's the baseball players, right? Instead of like saying, they were kind of telling a history. I don't know if it was true. Is it actually true? Were they two baseball brothers?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm googling them.
But the players were real. But the players
are real.
Okay, so that's what I found interesting. They took almost like a documentary approach, like telling a story of something and an actual true event, but telling it in a musical. And I myself will watch that type of things than watching a musical. I don't like musicals because I feel like musicals are trashy and.
Okay, wait.
Me personally, I don't like musicals.
You're entitled to your opinion, but your opinion is wrong. That is all I'm saying.
I feel okay. No, I'm entitled to my wrong opinion. It's fine, but I feel like I don't. I feel like I don't like musicals. I don't know why, but I don't like them.
I think it's like books or jazz music. Most of what you've been exposed to isn't what you like, but some.
Yeah. Okay. I've been exposed.
Rap music don't. I've only heard like what is popular.
Yeah, I haven't been exposed to good musicals. I've only been exposed to trashy musicals. So
which are?
I can't even. High School Musical. High School Musical.
If you're like 13 or under.
High School Musical is good, okay?
We're all in this together. No, we're not all in this together. This is not high school. My high school experience did not play out like this. Not at all. I wanted to no. I watched Kinky Boots, but that was like, it's not a, it's like a more like a live theater production type of musicals. One that I can say that I did like was what is it called? What's it? It's a musical where it's like it's an American thing, and then they have the snapping of the fingers. West Side Story. I enjoyed that. That one I enjoyed, but that's the last time I ever watched like a good musical. After that, there was like everything that I've watched was trashy. And
finger clicks.
Dude, that was fun. That was good and fun. But I watched that in high school. Everything after that, I never watched any good musicals, and I slowly started disliking them. And then I started watching, and I know one musician that did it also, that did like a visual album that I enjoyed, was Rich Brian. He did this musical for, he did like a visual album for The Sailor. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I've like, during my first year, that's the type of films I was like, dude, this is amazing. This actually takes the things that I like, which is music, and takes like a good story and good visuals and puts them together. And actually is like long enough for me to be like, it's not a music video. It doesn't just end abruptly. It's actually a long formed story told with music and has some good visuals. And I feel like the director of Rich Brian's like music visual album was actually chose like really, really specific shots to put into that to actually tell a really good story. And I felt like that is amazing. And it fits with the music. Whereas Black is King with Beyonce, it just dragged on for so long. And some of the things I didn't know where I was in the story. Like, I had to think really hard, because I had to watch it twice. I had to think really hard for me to actually understand what the hell I'm looking at and what the hell was going on. My cousin even had to like look at Twitter and find people's theories of what, because we don't know what it is actually about. No one actually knows what.
Was it released alongside an album?
Yes, her Lion King album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
But
okay.
yeah, dude, it's
I haven't seen that Lion King.
I also haven't
The new
seen
Lion
it.
King.
I
I
also
don't
haven't
want to
seen
particularly.
that.
But I think then maybe that's kind of why. Because I feel like Lemonade was an album first that just had visuals grafted and influenced by the music, first of all. Black is King, I feel like maybe was less so. It was more just they just made visuals, kind of like put the music on. Like, I don't know, I haven't watched it. So did you
Just
feel
go-
like the visuals
I
were like
felt-
intertwined with the music, or
I felt like there were some moments where the visuals were intertwined with the music and everything kind of makes sense. But then there were times where it was like, what am I looking at? Like, why do I need to know this? Why is this like dragging on? And how does this how does this match with the last scene that I just saw? You know, it's kind of like they were playing jigsaw puzzles and then they put it in like the wrong order. I can't see the bigger picture. Everything like individually. If those were individual music videos, they would be fine. Like I would say, oh, cool,
Okay.
this is a. But all together, mashed up, I was like, what am I looking at? What am I looking at? Like, what am I looking at? I don't know what the hell is this. But that's my opinion, and that's like I feel like that type of media is good. Paraplegic mentions that Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats had their visual album. Yes, they did they did like a mini series. They did like a web series. That was really cool because it was animated and all that stuff was amazing. And I feel if artists had to make things more like that to cater to like film nerds and stuff like me, please make more visual albums like that. Yeah.
On that note,
I want Tyler the Creator to do one like that because I think all of his music videos they fit that style, but he hasn't actually done something where it's all just one video. Like all of his music videos for the songs from Ego, I think he hasn't done videos for all of them, but they all fit a very similar style. It looks very like it was made in the 60s, has film grain, has some weird Italian imagery. I don't know if Italian's the right word. It looks very vaporwavy as well. If you really stretch the definition of the word. So I'm just waiting for him to do something. I'm waiting for Tyler to make an actual film because if you remember in Flower Boy, he did a similar thing. Like he had 2 or 3 music videos for Flower Boy, all for a very similar style. Looked like some weird parody of American suburbia. I want him to do that. Like.
Yeah, I think that's
so much room for that as well.
On the note of the like music video albums, or like the Daft Punk one is also amazing.
I haven't seen the Daft Punk.
Or like Interstellar 555, the story of a secret star system.
Dude,
it's just their Discovery album. Animation, but it's animated by Toei Animation.
Really?
Is it?
Yep. It's really good.
I need to watch that. See, more visual albums that actually tell stories and.
No, it wasn't a visual album. They just made visuals. They made an anime for the album. They made like a feature-length music video, essentially.
Dude, that's amazing, though. That's something I like because again, as long as it's accompanied with good music, and now we're getting into the realm of is this a movie or is this a visual album? You know. Because now, if people make like a feature-long movie that is meant for an album, like again, is it like where does it fall under now? And that's like I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions and kind of put things in there.
But I think there's also room for stuff to fall in between. Like we don't have to classify everything.
Of course, nothing's ever black and white. You know, there's still some gray in between.
Fire asks, what does it matter if it's classified? It matters if it's classified for curation purposes. You know, if it's fluid, then it's all good. But sometimes people want curated things. Like when it comes to music genres, based on the music I like, sometimes when my mom asks what genre it is, if I'm playing it in the car, I don't have an answer for her. It's
I just
weird.
listen to what I
like. I listen to a lot of like future funk and French house. But I never knew to call it French house until recently because I always thought it was future funk or vaporwave, and it got weird.
It's all just disco at the end of the day. Yeah, I played some of my music. I listened to, and I had the same kind of idea, like not idea, same kind of incident as you, Ethan, where I was playing back to back. I played Thundercat, then I played some Bad Bad Not Good, and like back to back, and my mom was like, "Oh, is this funk?" And I'm like,
Yes? Question mark.
Yes, but no, Thundercat, like he does deal in funk, but he's like also not like, I don't know. And also Steve Lacy's like funk, but he's like alternative, and I don't know how to like classify this. I mean, classification comes in for when you want to like when you want to put when you want to organize your stuff. It's for people who have what's that thing that thing that you want to organize? OCD. It's for people that don't have OCD. That's where classification comes in for stuff, and it's useful for when you want to give awards and stuff like that, and like kind of honor and put like things to be in like a certain category and stuff. But like at the end of the day, I don't think it's that important. Again, Pyro, you don't need to classify every single little bit of music that you listen to, but it is very beneficial for when you want to kind of honor it and in like a more professional scene. But yeah, that's why. Ethan, what do you have to say about that type of music? What did you think about the Bash Brothers?
Oh, dude, I really enjoyed it. Like, I don't think it's something that could have worked if it wasn't a parody. Like, I'm just talking about like that kind of music. I do love just the fact that when you make something like that, you can have a whole different variety of things. I mentioned Tyler the Creator and how his music videos for a particular album, they have a similar theming, similar portrayal, similar style, like in terms of color and like, I don't know, just grain. But I do think that variety does spice it up a lot. It's like a whole new flavor. Because if you guys watch that movie, The Bash Brothers, they delve into so many different styles in terms of music and in terms of visuals. You know, at one point it's a rap video with fast cuts that all look like they were shot on some video film camera some kid got for his birthday in the 90s. But at some points it's a very surreal dance video where the guy's walking through just a dance floor where everyone's puppets. And then it looks like some funk video where everything looks all sci-fi and vaporwavy, like it was made in an 80s movie. So watch it because it has a lot of variety to it. And
it's also just the Lonely Island in general. They've been doing it for so long, since the start of YouTube, like from God, SNL, like
so
skits.
Good.
They've done so much stuff. They're
so
like
good. They're really good.
Ground.
Dexo, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Finally, good to see you in the chat there. Yeah, I enjoyed the movie. The thing I enjoyed was the VFX. The VFX in that was so good. It was so good.
No, did the VFX.
Who? Cordo Digital?
Mike Diva.
Who's Mike Diva?
Like, he was a very big YouTuber-ish guy. Like, I think after the 2010s or so, a lot of his videos were
Mike
all that
Diva.
Yeah, all that very, very heavy effects, heavy stuff. I think he was even on a Smosh video once. And yeah, he's actually making full ass projects now, music videos and stuff. He also did the visuals for one of Lil Nas X's music videos. I think it was for Panini. He did the effects for that as well. And he also worked on the Bash Brothers videos. So I just thought that was an interesting thing to mention. If you know,
like the diva, like the diva light.
Mike Diva. There's only one way to spell diva.
Yeah.
D-I-V-A.
Is it this dude?
Yeah, he's Asian.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see him. That's actually pretty dope. Oh my word. Wow. I'm gonna start watching his stuff. Okay. I have something to binge while I'm sleeping. But
while you're sleeping,
yeah, I watch YouTube before I sleep. It's kind of unhealthy, but it helps. But I've gotten into it. I've gotten into it so much that I'm gonna have to do it, and I'm gonna have to live with it. It's engraved in my system. Like I don't think I can.
Your dreams.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I think it's just the idea of having someone talking to me while I'm sleeping. That's what helps me sleep.
Ooh, okay.
Or knowing that like there's something in the background that's speaking.
Yeah,
I can't sleep in dead silence.
I need that to fall asleep.
Dude, I can't sleep. I can't sleep when there's light in my room. Like I need complete darkness helps me sleep.
Pitch black silent.
Pitch black silent. Oh my god, I can't.
You're talking about visuals. Like you Like then I mentioned Mike Deaver's whole thing.
Yeah, so I enjoyed the visuals, and I feel after after watching that, it kind of motivated me to do more visuals, more like VFX and stuff. But it's very difficult and it's very like time consuming, and you have to like learn the programs and stuff. Like I think I'm gonna actually get back into learning Blender and trying to like get into Blender and make it try at least do my own VFX for my own films. You know, I feel like that will be the best thing that I can do for myself, and also like because VFX is cool. Honestly, if I could learn how to do VFX, and I say that this is with anything that I find interesting. If I could learn how to do VFX, I'll be like the happiest man alive. But it takes time, and I sometimes I don't have the time to do it. But yeah, it does take time, and with VFX also like again, if you're making something that's not real, you're gonna have to accompany it with sound. Now you're gonna have to learn how to do sound design.
Yup.
Sound design, dude. I like Foleying. Foleying is amazing as well. I actually enjoy Foley. I did mention this last week's episode with Pyro. I enjoy Foley. Just again, it reminds me of being a kid and having like a gun and going pew 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 pew. Dude, amazing, amazing.
Playing with stuff.
Amazing. That's what I love to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love to do.
Hey Daniel, would you ever do something like that, like actually work on making someone's visual album, or have you had at least some form of experience by doing something like that? Or what about music videos? Like, explain your experience with that sort of stuff, if you have any.
I would like to. I have no experience. I'm interested. I wonder how a music video would be, like, because nowadays music videos are so like convoluted and like there's so much going on. Like, trying to think of a music video that I've seen. Why can I not think of a single music video?
It's when you get like put under pressure. That's when people like.
Yeah. Like there's so much going on. Like it's not just like okay, you have the. I watched a movie, not a movie. What am I saying? A YouTube video on like this director slash like he directs or he does concept design for music videos. He says there's like only 3 types of music videos really. Is like the one where you have nothing to do with like the artist or anything. It's just like a picture to the artist. There's one with the artist like performing the thing like live. And then the third one is also similar to that. Like you have the artist who is doing stuff and the song is playing. Like
I know which one. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So like I mean like if you break it down like that, there's not much to do, but like the stuff people come up with, it's insane. Like the creativity some people have, it's insane. I'd like to be able to work just like on set. I don't know what you do for like sound. You probably just need to provide playback at like half speed or double speed.
Yeah.
But like it's like you're shooting a film, but obviously there's no sound because it's just to music. Like,
and we did the same with Weiwei, where we like Weiwei was the like the first example you gave. It's a music video that has nothing to do with like the band, but the story that's inside of Weiwei, it kind of talks about like it kind I don't know how to explain it, but it's more visuals and abstract. Yes, it's an abstract idea of what the film will like, what the music video, what the music would represent. And I thought, that's what Weiwei was about, and we did kind of like the similar thing. We played the song back at half speed, or like a quarter. No, we played back at quarter or half. I can't remember. And then the actor had to like say the lines and stuff, and it was and kind of mouth the song. But that's the type of thing that we did with that, and it was like it was pretty amazing. And one day I do think I will venture out into music videos sometime. But
dude, that's where the money is.
Dude, like if you in South Africa, that's where the money is. Adverts and music videos.
Yup.
That's where that's where it's all sitting. And if you guys want to make it big in the South African film industry, go to music videos or adverts, and then like work there for a bit, and then gain
That's where you
enough.
earn your money
Yeah, exactly. That's where you earn your money, and then you make your own things on the side, as a side project, and then you kind of funnel into that. You get all your contacts to know that, and you put all your things into there, and then you're like, boom. Hi guys, I've been working on this set, and I've been working on this set. I have a whole list of forms. I'm coming up with my debut directing form, something like that, like directing feature, and there you got it. Now you're a big time director, something along those lines. It's very easy. Or you just buy a camera, and then you buy like one of those expensive cameras, and then you go and shoot for like, you go say to the big movie houses, hi, I got a camera, I'm gonna shoot this cool. Now you have a feature film that's shot on a Red Epic or the Alexa Mini.
Does that really work? Really?
Yeah. You get, dude, 100%.
Buy a cinema camera with your
buy a similar,
your house or studios.
No, but like you can just
you
be
can
like,
be a DOP
camera.
Yeah, you can become an industry DOP by doing that. Buy a camera, take it there, and be like, hey guys, I have this. I'm going to rent it to you cheaper than everyone else. I'm going to shoot your film.
Oh,
Boom.
Okay, you leverage them. Okay, that makes sense. I thought you just walk in and be like, yo, I have this camera. I'm your DOP. Like,
yeah, you can even say, I have this camera. You don't even have to rent it to them. You can be like, I have this camera. Let's shoot. Boom.
Okay.
Camera sorted. Now you're a DOP. Your name's under there as a DOP. But specifically a cinema camera.
Cost as much as like a car, like.
Dude, you have to again.
Like Arri cameras can cost like a minimum of $1 million at least.
You have to decide whether you're gonna buy a new car or you're gonna buy a camera. You got to decide: are you gonna pay your mortgage or you're gonna buy a camera? You
you really need that if all you're shooting is music videos. You can do it on a damn iPhone. Like,
you can, but
you don't need log for videos unless you're color grading it to like the ends of the earth.
The best music videos are shot in log. That's all I'm saying. Everything that's good is shot in log.
You don't need a cinema camera for a lot of stuff, but a lot of people want
they didn't shoot in log in the 80s.
Want to have that option.
Dude, log is still here. It's still being shot now.
No, I'm saying they didn't shoot in log.
Oh, they didn't 80s. Exactly. But like now that there's a specific job as a color grader, now they have to shoot in log.
No, color grading is just magic. Like, I don't understand.
Don't hate on it. I want to, dude.
They just be looking at colors and lines and graphs, and they just make it look good. It's magic.
There's a lot of work that goes into color grading. Maybe one day I can color grade it for the stream, and I'll show like what goes into color grading. I don't know if the stream wants that. Pyro asks, how much money how do the music videos make money? I think
ironically he should be.
I can answer that
question.
Dare you answer it?
The answer to that question is, I don't care if the music video makes money as long as I'm being paid to work on it.
Oh my god,
that's the answer.
I think it works the same way as like how the music makes money. The music video belongs to the company that made the music, and that wanted the video, so that they can post it on the internet, and then they can like do whatever
in all honesty,
and then they
Pyro
can
should know how the music video makes money because we do contracts.
Oh, Pyro, they're calling you out. They're calling you.
we wouldn't earn royalties. We're just laborers on the set. Like, you have your name in the credits and you have your day rate and your.
You don't even have your name in the credits on a music video. You just are associated.
If it's that kind of music video.
I've never seen that type of music video.
You haven't?
Dude, like a lot.
What music video?
Like, I feel like it's happening a lot more now.
Yeah.
Where they put everyone's name in the credit.
Yeah.
Bruh,
not everyone, but I'm saying like directed by.
Yeah, obviously.
Cinematography by.
I've never seen cinematography by. I've only seen directed by Director X, and that's it.
Well, I mean, he probably does both. That's why.
Director X directs and shoots his own. I don't believe that.
Does he not?
I don't believe that. That's too much work for one person. That's dude, a Drake album.
Being paid hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But a Drake album by Director X and only one person. He's shooting and direct. That sounds like.
No, he probably has. He has like 2 or 3 people like as operators, but he probably does like, because that's what you're paying for. You're paying for Director X's brain and eyes. That's.
I see.
I wouldn't hire Director X if I hired Director X and he sat in a chair and just told his camera dudes where to.
Are you
set up.
serious? Most directors do that though.
No, but I'm saying like if you want his vision, like because
Yeah, you would do like a
The directing
storyboard
is-
and stuff, and then
But if you want someone to do both, I want them to do both. If I want him for directing, I'll be like, okay, I've got this really cool like cinematographer you're going to work with. But if I want you to do both, I want you to do both.
I mean, they could also like recommend people as in saying, Director X only works with this type of like this cinematographer, but he doesn't
that's
mention.
fine.
And then he
But if
goes in.
if I go to him and I'm like, yo,
come
I want
direct this
you
thing.
to direct and like what we're going to Antarctica. There's only 3 seats on the plane. Me, some other dude, and
Drake, Drake, the
Drake, and you,
and you,
like,
and the camera. The camera sits on your lap.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know, man. I personally think that's what happens. That he has a whole crew with him, but he just put the Director X name on it. But it could be different. I'm not.
Yeah, it's different project to project. I feel because budget.
Yeah. Anyways, we've reached the hour mark, or a little bit above the hour mark, so we're just gonna wrap up. Daniel, any projects that you're working on? Any future projects?
Just yours. Look out for Young the web series.
Of course.
I don't know when. Maybe the end of the year.
Maybe the end of the year. Depending on how the edit goes.
Maybe we'll get to go to a screening now that it's level 1.
Yes, we might actually fulfill the actual thing of going to screening. People will be able to go to screening.
Indoor venues are going to be like over 50 people now, I think. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
That is true.
But yeah, thank you for having me.
I'm very hopeful for that.
Oh, thank you for coming, dude.
Thank you for coming. We linked Daniel's Instagram. You can follow him. He's in the chat.
Not much is happening on there.
Not
I need to
much is
update
happening.
it. Yeah.
But dude, us creatives, we need to start like upping our creative.
Yeah, dude. I haven't posted on there in over a year. I think it's time.
It's time. You gotta show people that you're alive and active and working on sets and actually doing stuff about sound and stuff. Your opinions matter. Your opinions matter. That's all I'm saying. Your opinions do matter. How else are we gonna build like a film industry in South Africa when like us filmmakers aren't even posting like our opinions on films, and we just keep it quiet and just talking about like keeping it to ourselves? I need to open up. I need to like make more people comment about films, bad films, good films, whatever films. That's how you get like.
I don't think there's anything like a bad film.
There's definitely a bad film.
I just think there's films that aren't for you, and there's films that you don't like.
No, there's definitely a bad film.
No, it's a nice way to think about it, but I don't think
there is any. I don't think there's anything like bad art. That's my general stance.
Okay.
There's art that is harmful. There's art that is bad, but I don't think art inherently.
Do you think it just has a purpose? There's like a certain purpose for a certain like art, Like certain art has a certain purpose in its life. And
propaganda. That kind of is art. If you think about it, roughly.
We actually did learn about it as a form, as a media.
But
like
the art isn't bad. The effect of the art, the intent of the art is bad. Like it's to harm, to cause like unease, unrest, false information, and all that stuff.
True.
So I'm gonna stop ranting because
no. It's fine. It's fine. We need this.
I do have something to say. Yes. It's a nice way to think that there's no such bad thing. There's no bad art because of like intention and like direction and story and stuff. But you also got to think about technicalities as well. Like you can like a thing like something could objectively have bad camera work or bad sound design. Like that is still something that exists. Like
exactly.
Like I can't say much for The Room, but I do think I don't know if you consider this bad sound design. But every time Tommy's character spoke, it never sounded natural. It always sounded like he was, in fact, did ADR. He would bother like trying to make it sound natural. You know what I mean?
Okay, but then wouldn't you just say that the sound design, the on-set sound, and the re-recording mix of that film is bad?
That's kind of the point.
Does that make the whole film bad?
It does, though. It makes the whole.
Or does it just ruin the experience of the film for you?
Daniel, you're getting into the nitty gritty of things now.
Big brain time, boy.
I have to open up my brain now and allow the oxygen to come in so you can actually make big brain plays here.
No, but that's the thing. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, you can't have technicalities that are objectively bad. That's what I'm trying to make. Like,
Yeah, but
story's a different thing, but something can actually have.
but I think those are just
technical parts to it that are bad.
technicalities. Then, like that's just like then lo-fi stuff, like stuff that's shot like intentionally or degraded, worse.
Well,
Like,
yeah, the
when that
intention.
started,
You have to think
that
about the
look-
intention as well.
No, but to think when it
That is
the
music
first
festival.
time it happened, it couldn't have been intentional.
Yeah,
Someone
that's
saw that and like,
Ooh, probably,
that
yeah,
looks kind
okay.
of cool.
Okay.
That lo-fi look is kind of cool. I'm gonna copy it on my next music video, or whatever.
Okay,
Like,
I get that. That makes a ton of sense. That
One
makes a ton
man's
of sense.
trash.
One
Well,
man's
yeah.
trash is another man's treasure.
yep.
I see what you mean. Well, I don't know. I can't argue with that now.
On
but
that bombshell.
but I do think that there is such things as bad films. But again, it all depends on the either beholder. It's everyone else's opinion. Like, in my opinion, I think that there's such a thing as bad films. Like Fifth Wave, I think it was a terrible film, but I'm not going to delve into that because I have so many issues with it. But yeah, you said projects wise, there's nothing in the future besides our film.
From yours, yeah.
But guys should actually look out for that. That stuff is amazing. His work is also amazing. You've made some music as well. I don't want to assume. No? Well, you should.
I keep attempting and then losing interest and then attempting.
But
you're more into like full, like actually recording film.
Yes, and dialogue
editing.
Yeah,
Dude,
all that.
That's actually. I'm yet to. I was actually yet to find someone who's actually interested in that and actually dialogue editing and sitting down and doing Foley and stuff.
I just love movies, dude, and visual media.
Who doesn't? If you don't like movies, get out of my chat right now. I'm joking. We can motivate you. We can motivate you to like movies.
Stop lying.
Yeah, guys,
you made music with me for Benji.
I forgot about that. Okay.
Oh my god!
You forgot, Daniel. We were there for like. I came to your campus.
Yeah, but like we was doing music you. Then. That was lit.
Oh, yeah, true.
I made music with you.
Yeah, him and V-Way composed the tracks for both Bleed and Afterburn. Dude,
Bleed's tracks are actually pretty good. We're gonna keep referencing Bleed. I hate it, but I love to hate it, and I think Bleed 2 needs to come out. Bleed 2 needs to be a thing.
How about this? You write the script and you direct it, okay?
Wait, Caleb,
I'm giving you the IP. Take it.
Are you being serious? This is actually legally binding. You're giving me the IP for Bleed.
What? I will write
me a contract right now. Give me the IP for Bleed. Dude, he's making... I'm telling you. He's giving me...
Yeah,
did you clip it? Clip it right now. Chat, clip that. Clip it. He's giving me the IP for Bleed. I'm going to write the shit out of Bleed.
I hand over to you the intellectual property for Bleed, the short film. You take the characters of Travis. You take the characters of Caleb. You take the characters of Bleed. Do with it as you will.
Guys, I own the IP for Bleed.
I'm just rubbing his hands together.
I am maniacally rubbing my hands together because I own the IP for Bleed. Dude, I'm telling you. Oh my god, what a way to end off the stream. Thanks everyone for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here.
Thank you to Daniel for joining our podcast.
Thank you for Daniel. Daniel, thank you for joining our podcast.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Dude, it was much of a pleasure. We love to have creatives up here. I think next week we are gonna have another one. The Bleed. Someone clipped it. They clipped it. Dude, it's there. It's there. It's there. They clipped Bleed. So next week we are gonna have a podcast. This episode will be posted on Monday. So if you missed out, and you know people who missed out on this episode, you can kind of check it out on the YouTube channel. I remember I said we're gonna do this whole film of the week thing, but the spot is not working and not timing everything correctly. So I mean, I can just read out the films of the week to you guys.
Okay.
So this
read
week,
them out, and I'll tell you whether they're good or bad. Go.
Okay, let's go with the first one. Is Arrival. Arrival, very good movie. I'm gonna post the the link to the trailer. I'm gonna have to do this.
Denis Villeneuve.
Oh wait, there it comes. It's coming now. Why is this bot so slow? Anyways, film of the week. The list is gonna come out now. The first one is Arrival. Then what was his name?
Denis Villeneuve,
whatever.
Villeneuve, or I don't know.
That one. He's amazing director. I enjoyed his film. He worked with the same composer that did Mandy. God rest his soul. He passed away after Mandy.
Johan Johansson.
Or Johan Johansson. He made amazing soundtrack. So good. And just the concept of language it speaks about. I'm just
also
gonna
Dune hype in the chat, please.
I'm gonna spoil it a little bit. So if you guys are here, there's a spoiler alert that's coming a bit. Just the way that they speak about languages. That's all I'm gonna say. That's very good. Arrival, very good movie. It speaks about language very well. Next one is Memento, guys. Memento is the next film. Daniel, what's your opinion on Memento? Yes,
wait, is this Memento?
The Christopher Nolan
movie.
I almost said David Fincher.
Yo, dude.
Guys, I haven't seen this movie, but I know it's backwards.
It is literally. Put it again. Spoiler alert.
I know.
Spoiler alert. It is backwards. Guys, go watch it. It is actually a spoiler.
That's the defining characteristic.
I feel like it was. If someone told me that the movie was backwards, I'd be like, dude, you spoiled it for me. But that's anyways. It's a backwards movie. It's like really good, really good, really well made. I feel like everyone here will enjoy it. Okay, now the bot's like really dying. It's being dumb. And then the next final film on this is Leviathan, which is it's a nice indie one. Leviathan is like it's a Russian film. It's a Serbian, actually Russian Serbian, same thing. I'm guessing.
Oh, don't tell me.
No, is it not?
Serbs in the chat.
Do we have some Serbians in the chat?
They might.
Okay, there we go.
That.
The bot only now posts Memento. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna wait until the bot does its thing because I don't want to overshine it. But yeah, so Leviathan is a very nice, slow-paced story. One that you want to watch when it's kind of rainy and you want to just chill inside and like listen and like look at it. It's really beautifully shot. It has some nice nice landscape shots and all that. It kind of made me. Oh, wait, something fell on the floor. I'm just gonna pick it up before I forget it's on the floor. Okay, it made me feel warm inside because of the type of story it was telling. It tells like a family type story. I don't think it's for families, so I don't think you should watch it with your parents. It's not the best thing to watch with your parents. But it is a very good family-friendly, like not family-friendly, but family-driven story. And I feel like you guys should watch it, and it would be like really, really good. Pirate says Memento over Fight Club. I don't want to get into that.
He's trying to trigger me specifically, dude. It's up, dude. It's all,
Fight Club was trash. Fight Club was trash.
Okay.
Fight
Club's okay.
Fight Club is an example of a bad movie. Oh my god, I'm gonna die.
You need to make a Benji's triggered alert.
I'm gonna make that. Chat, do you want to see a Benji's triggered alert? Maybe once we've done this is our 9th episode, so maybe on our 10th or 15th episode, one of those milestones, we'll actually start integrating and changing the stream up a little more and start kind of adding our webcams if we can. We'll see how logistically that works. We'll see how that works because we tested it out once. What was it? Ingested actually asked for it and we actually gave it to him. We did a poll out there and we said, okay, cool, this is what we want. and this is what they wanted, and we actually produced it and we had it there. So if you guys are keen on that, we can make that happen. So yeah, thank you for everyone that's been here. Thank you for those who are just arriving. I'm so sorry that the stream's about to end, but I am going to play Among Us later on with Dex. So I don't know what time he's starting, and I don't know. Oh, yeah, it has actually started. So if you guys are willing to wait, I'm going to put the stream on a bit of a hibernation mode, and then I'm gonna leave for a little bit. I'll be right back, and I'll be back with some Among Us gameplay. So if you guys are keen, that will be me for the day. I don't know what not awesome. Ethan, what are you doing? Are you what's your plan after this? What movies are you going to be watching? Come on, give us a little bit of a closing insight.
Well, after having a consultation and GP later, I'm probably going to watch Ichi the Killer because it's something I've been holding off for a while. Yeah, it's a Japanese movie about police chasing after this weird serial killer. That's about the best description I can give, but I've been holding off seeing it, so I should probably get to it tonight.
Ooh, dude, that sounds like it's going to be amazing. And now, Daniel?
Speaking of Asian theater, watch The Villainess, Korean.
Yes, please watch The Villainess.
Hey, do you want to? We'll add it in for next week's.
It's so good.
Film of the week. So we have again a recommendation for next week's film of the week. We're gonna put in The Villainess. So guys, watch those films and we can talk about them next week. If you guys have watched it, it's not actually homework, but it will be nice for the community.
It is homework.
It will be nice for the community to come in and we can all talk about it like this film and actually have everyone else's opinion on it. So I'm gonna say goodbye to everyone who was on the podcast. Then we can reopen and play some Among Us with some amazing streamers. So stay tight. For everyone that was here, thank you very much. Daniel, again, I can't thank you enough for coming in here. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure having you here. I really enjoyed the conversations that we had. And Ethan, you suck. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Cheers. I'll be right.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. Be right back.